If you're always using the meta cars for Forza Horizon 5 Online Races, you may find that online races are getting a bit boring for you, and that's because there's never really that many other cars to have a battle with when you're using the meta cars, and some people may say using the meta cars are kind of cheating, but anyway, you can definitely have a lot more fun in online races if you just use good cars that aren't metas. So in this video we are going to be showing you the top 5 best non-meta cars for online racing. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the Ford M Sport Fiesta WRC. A fun little rally car which requires a quick dab of the handbrake every now and again just to get it turned into corners, and it's not a meta. What's not to love? The short wheelbase of the Fiesta allows it to rotate quickly in the corners, and yeah, it's just a really good car for S1 class cross-country and dirt racing, and it makes a nice difference from the usual rally meta cars that are often just supercars or Le Mans race cars on steroids with some rally suspension and big off-road tyres or something. So it definitely feels at home in the rally races. Now let's move on to the number 4 spot, where we have the Sierra RX3. Now, I probably won't need to tell you that it's a lightweight buggy because most likely you have eyes and you can see and observe, or you already know what the Sierra RX3 is. But anyway, what it is a fantastic car for A-class dirt and cross-country racing. It's quite snappy and very easy to overcorrect the oversteer, if you know what I mean. And its acceleration and brakes are very good, and it absorbs the big bumps and jumps quite well. It's capable of fighting for wins in online races at the right tracks, but it's never a car that will easily dominate, which is just what you want, so you can get really stuck into the battles with all sorts of other cars, and you won't just be racing off into the dust and winning by 50 seconds or something ridiculous like you do with the meta cars. Coming in at the number 3 spot, it's the Ford GT from 2005. The Ford GT is basically the best all-rounder for S1 class road racing, so some of you may argue that it shouldn't really be in this video, but S1 class is such a competitive class that no car is really ever a meta in S1 class road racing. So while this car may just about be the best, it certainly isn't meta, and you'll always end up in close battles fighting for the win with this thing. It has a bit of a tendency to understeer, so it takes a bit of getting used to, and in the corners you probably shouldn't expect it to be the best, but on the long straights you can make up a lot of time, and also out of the corners you can make up quite a bit of time because it has very good acceleration. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the Lotus Elise Series 1 Sport 190 for A-class road racing. This is a car I really wanted to throw in just because it's my favourite car for online road racing. Straight line speed is something that this lacks quite a bit of, but that's okay because in the corners it is super nimble and so much fun to drive. There is of course the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker that will destroy pretty much any other A-class car, but at 1 or 2 tight twisty circuits this can just about keep up with the Bone Shaker. It is a brilliant alternative to the Bone Shaker, and it is always an enjoyment to race with this. Although you may find a few cars other than the Bone Shaker may still be a bit better than this at some tracks. But anyway, that's not exactly what this video is about. It's about trying to find good cars that are not meta cars. But anyway, now let's go on to the number 1 spot, where we have the Brabham BT62. The Brabham BT62 is lightweight and it has a lot of downforce, so on the tracks with lots of corners it is definitely one of the best for S2 class. Its straight line speed isn't quite good enough to keep up with the likes of the Mosler and the other S2 class cars, but you can definitely have a lot of fun and enjoyment out of racing in this thing. You should always be able to compete for a top 3 at the very least in online races, if you're not complete trash at the game. And as S2 class is such a tight and competitive class, there isn't any other cars significantly better than this. It's probably worth pointing out though that this car is only available with the Hot Wheels DLC, so make sure you note that before you spend hours searching for one on the auction house. But just like that, that's everything for this video, so hopefully you found it helpful or you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for plenty more Forza Horizon 5 content, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.